Shawbreak Sounds.
Welcome to Over the Falls podcast, episode number 60. This week is just the original trio, Dave, Med and Dukes, chatting about Crocs in the modern world, dry robes worn nowhere near water, the weirdly relaxing world of ASMR, music, and even the meaning of life. This episode is brought to you by Vale Knotweed Solutions, experts in identification, treatment, and removal of Japanese knotweed and other invasive weeds across South, Mid, and West Wales. Whether you're a homeowner, developer, or estate agent, they've got you covered. If you think that you may have Japanese knotweed, send a photo to info@valeknotweedsolutions.co.uk for a free identification service, or find them on Instagram and Facebook at Vale Knotweed Solutions, a professional service treating Japanese knotweed and other invasive weeds. Should we start with the Crocs?
Let's start with
You know what? Let's
start with the Crocs.
Right.
It's the elephant in the room.
What I've got to say about Crocs, I've got a few things to say about Crocs, actually. Number one, they're a little bit like Marmite, aren't they? I think some people either love them or hate them, but they're quite dangerous as well. And what I mean by dangerous is like, it's the boundaries you give them. So initially, you get Crocs, right? And you're like, oh, it's actually okay to wear them at home. I'm safe in my house wearing Crocs, and I'm also safe in my garden. I'm pottering around my garden, I'm doing laundry, I'm in the house, it's fine. The problem starts when you start branching out. You're like, I tell you what, it's actually okay to fill the car up with fuel. That's okay, right? And you're like, and then it gets broader and broader, and the leash gets longer and longer and longer on these Crocs until, you know, the only thing off limits is like a wedding or a black tie dinner. And you're wearing them. Yeah, I wear them all the time.
Oh, yeah, you can spray them black.
Yeah, similar to that.
Do you remember that one day when we tried to get into, I know this is a tangent, but we were on the piss in Cardiff, and we had to put our black socks over our white trainers to go into Tiger.
They didn't let us in.
Yeah.
They thought we were wearing shoes.
It's so sweaty. My feet were so sweaty. So I had to take off these
it's mental.
white trainers. And then luckily I had black socks on then, and then the black socks over the trainers, and the guy was like, yeah, get in.
But that was so slippy on the dance floor.
What was your thoughts on the Crocs? Just real quick.
Yeah,
Hang on.
Yeah, back to these.
They're similar to
Back to these.
dry robes, aren't they, as well?
Oh, right.
Oh, I don't agree with that. But
Let the man speak.
yes.
A dry robe's for getting out the sea, getting out the water, staying warm after that, and putting your kecks back on or whatever. You don't wear them to the petrol station. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, they're quite good in Iceland. I've seen a few in Iceland.
I've seen dry robes everywhere.
So I wear dress robes. I call them dress robes from Harry Potter because why not? I wore them to GOG Festival on Friday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Really comfy. If you get too hot, right, you sit down and you're like, oh, take it off. And you're sitting on a fleece, basically. It's lovely.
You're branching out, though. You're also branching out.
It starts raining.
Yeah.
Chuck it on.
You're branching out.
They're versatile. I'll give them that much.
They're lovely and warm. They're like a big, massive coat.
It's just everyone's just wearing them to everything. That's the problem. They're wearing them all sorts of places, way too far away from the sea for my liking.
But they're just a coat, really. A fleece-lined coat.
They're not. The whole family in a dry robe is too much for me, mate. Far too much.
So going back to these wonderful things.
Yeah,
they're so comfy.
I used to hate them so much. Like, I used to think, what are you doing? What are you doing? Your foot must be slipping around in there.
Yeah, but
wet.
You can put them in sports mode. I haven't got them in sports mode at the moment. So these are clog mode.
Socks.
Yeah, but they're way more comfortable with socks. So they're actually. But
I don't care anymore.
You know what?
I think I was in a really angry place. And I don't care anymore.
Don't get them. Don't get them because you'll be like me. It's like a gateway drug, and you'll just start wearing them to more and more things, thinking it's socially acceptable. It's probably not, but you think it is. So don't do it.
I'll just to speak on that for one moment is I've never, as far as I know, followed fashion apart from wearing trainers, jeans, or shorts and a heavy metal t-shirt. I'm not going to buy Crocs. My next trainers will be Nike Airs or Vans, and that's it.
These aren't here to replace a trainer, though. These are comfy.
Do you work for Crocs?
No.
Okay.
I wish I did. I get an NHS discount.
So you got the genuine Crocs, yeah?
These are genuine.
So why didn't you go for like a Lidl's version? Maybe?
I think it's because I got a really good discount. So these were, I don't know.
If you tell me they're over 20 quid, I will flip.
Oh, no. I think they were about 20 quid. 18, 19-ish with the discount. Good. You know what, though? Full whack, though. They are crazy. Full price. I think they're like 35.
Yeah, but how much do you think they cost to make?
£1?
Oh, if that. It's just plastic.
Yeah, like a
probably
rubber,
recycled.
Rubbery plastic.
I've never had the fake ones though. I've only ever had one pair, this pair, and they're Crocs. So I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know. But you know what? Let us know out there if you're into Crocs or not. I am, obviously. I'm an advocate.
With socks.
I reckon it's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
With the socks.
Super comfy
I
with
think it's
socks.
going to be a split decision. I think
It could be.
down, like Marmite, as you say.
Could
I'm
be.
warming to it. I am warming to the idea. I did ask Kat, should I get a pair of Crocs the other day? And she said no. So until she says yes.
The boss of the bosses.
Yeah.
The boss has said
She dresses me, all right?
Think about Aberpoith, though, right? I'll use that as
Oh.
an example. This is without the socks, to be fair.
Sport mode.
Driving down, definitely. And then when you're there, you've got them to go down the little stones, boulders, into the sea. And then it's just, they're like flip-flops, but more comfortable.
Med's not buying it. Med's not buying it at all.
100% not buying it.
I only just bought flip flops in Thailand. Like I literally, that was the only time I wore flip flops.
Hang on.
What?
No. Let's think about that for a second.
quite a big
The
statement.
first time you've ever
When I
worn
went-
flip flops was
when
when
I-
you went to
well-
Thailand, like last year.
By my choice, I will make a decision to buy flip flops and wear them walking on the streets and stuff.
So what were you wearing on holidays before? Not trainers. In like,
On the
barefoot-
beach?
either barefoot or trainers.
that's hot.
Socks and trainers on a beach is just a big no-no for me.
No, well, I didn't wear socks and trainers on the beach.
Oh,
No, but to the beach.
I take to the beach. Yeah,
To the beach. And then you
Or
put them in your
barefoot-
bag.
Barefoot in the trainer.
Or sweaty.
If they're old,
Sweaty.
If they're old trainers.
Yeah. Oh, I think.
You've never noticed this, no?
do you know what? I don't. Yeah, now that you mention it,
I
I don't think I've
hate-
ever seen you in a pair of flip flops.
So Dad would call
That's
them.
crazy,
No,
actually.
Dad would call them like what do you call them, like daps or flaps or something. That noise drives me nuts.
Thongs. yeah.
Your dad has a pair of flip flops. I don't know whether he still owns them or not.
They are not in
They are
existence.
massive. they look like Shaquille O'Neal's
Yeah.
shoe.
So his height and geometry
They were massive.
would squish them down, and they literally doubled in size. I think
They were like a couple of
if you
boats.
squished a lung.
They were so big. I think it was like they were particularly big because of the brand that they were. So they were like a bit wider than normal.
They were Lidl's middle aisle.
like a
probably.
pancake. Just
I
flatten
don't
it
know.
out.
I can't remember the brand, but they were huge.
I remember
Good stability,
trying-
though.
Oh, exactly.
When we
Yeah.
were
Or if you're going in the snow.
Wide
When we were still in Penglice, I tried buying a pair of reef sandals or flip flops, and they cut my feet so bad on the top. I just literally
In between your big toe and the next toe, do they go you
No,
there?
these were like the cross ones. Like so, they had the
Oh,
cross
those.
bit here.
Oh,
What are they
those.
called?
Oh, like sliders.
Yeah, that's it. So Adidas do them and stuff.
Yeah, sliders. Yeah,
But this was made out. It was made out of like hemp, or no, hemp probably. And I was like, oh my
like a Hessian
my
sash
feet were
on the
just
top.
bleeding.
That sounds real comfy.
Hessian sack
That
on
sounds
the top.
really comfy.
Put a
Hessian
Hessian
sack on
sack
the
on your
top.
foot,
Velcro.
bag of nails. No, it was horrible.
I love a flip flop.
Right,
love a flip flop. Yeah, sorry. We've
Going back to like I said that I was like in a harder place, I guess, or a more angry place years ago when I was hating on Crocs. I've had more time, like, because I think my head was pretty full in those years. Like when I was in the art centre and I was like really, like towards the later years, and I was really unhappy. I was like, I've started thinking now about this term, the existential crisis, right? Excuse me, a little bit ill, sorry. So let me just read you what it is, right? An existential crisis is a period of profound questioning and distress about the meaning of life, one's purpose, and the nature of existence. Have you ever felt that?
That's so deep.
It's
I
a
know,
deep one.
but it's like I've only been thinking about it recently because, like, as I say, my head was so full I couldn't discern that I was going through that at the time. I was constantly thinking, what am I doing?
I think
Where am I going?
I've got.
And what is the point? Not the point of my life, but like, what am I going to achieve? What's next?
I reckon our age plays a big factor in that.
Definitely.
Say we hit in like late 30s, 40s, and sometimes you might overthink, like, I should be more successful by now. I should be doing more stuff by now. So yeah, I think everyone has a little moment of that, whether it's short term or long term.
Yeah.
I certainly have. I think I still do it now. I think, oh my God, maybe because you look at the success of other people or whatever it is, maybe comparing yourselves to other people.
Yeah, I mean, social media comes out.
Yeah,
as
of
well,
course it
and
does.
that was like a comparison smorgasbord, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
when those Instagram posts first came out, we talked about this ages ago, but it was just comparison central, wasn't it? Like men's bodies to men's bodies, women's bodies to women's bodies, success, money, all the lifestyle of smiling on a beach.
Oh yeah. It's just
like,
all.
I want all this stuff. Why haven't I got it?
Yeah, it's just a weird, perfect advert, isn't it? Like it's just bizarre. But going back to like your question, it's really big and open and also deep. So if I think about it in terms of like almost like animalistic terms, you could say for an animal, it's almost like survival, and then also like procreation, like is in like having kids or whatever. But obviously like we're like civilized society now, and obviously like people choose not to have children. Unfortunately, some people can't have children, some people do. So obviously like that has morphed to probably not being everything anymore, isn't it? Obviously it's great for some people, but I think just to be like happy in yourself, treating other people with like kindness and hopefully not being horrible, and then also a big one, having fun, isn't it? Really, hopefully you're enjoying your life, you know, and memories and stuff.
Do you know the other one as well? Sorry, go on. Mate.
I think when I was very young, so I had a great upbringing in the country. I couldn't imagine being sad ever, you know, apart from like if my dad wouldn't take me surfing, or I wasn't allowed to go there, or I had to come in at 9 p.m. and it was still light.
Yeah. Just that's all normal stuff.
All those normal things.
Yeah.
Like, and I think once I left school and I started chefing, and I was just in this closed environment, loving it. Like, but I feel like riding alongside me the entire time was almost like this creeping like thing that was like, you're missing out on so much. You're not even running a business yet. You know, you're not even head chef yet. What are you doing? When are you going to break? When's it going to happen? And you're like, bloody hell! I've only just realised that now. That I was going through all those things, like probably quite badly. Yeah.
So comparing yourself basically, and then wanting to be somewhere else or do something else, or
I feel like free of all that stuff, and it's really nice to reflect on it and almost be like, you beat it.
Yeah, that's good. It's probably because you're content in life now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're in a job
much
that
more than I've been in 5-6 years.
So you're in a job that you're happy with. You're with someone that you love and you moved in with and all that sort of thing, mate. So content is a big one, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like I've managed to make a world that I live in, and I'm very comfortable, very happy in it, and nothing else can come in and wreck it. I mean, apart from like maybe if the ceiling fell down or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But things like that, it's like, no, just manage it day by day. That's it.
I'm actually really surprised that you felt that way. I'll try and explain it now, because all the way through growing up, obviously me, Dave and Med have been friends for years and years, and I've always sort of thought of you in a really like good, positive way of not really overly caring what other people think of you, but I mean that in a really, really good way. As in, I think that's an amazing.
I've never cared what people think.
Exactly. I mean, I'm saying it's like actually an amazing trait to have.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
You get some people and they're sort of crippled with the worry of what other people are thinking, and I think that's really bad, personally.
Oh, definitely, mate.
So, part of me is surprised that you thought a little bit about that, all the comparison stuff, just because I sort of know that about you. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the comparison thing was all internal. I would be the one looking in the mirror and I'd compare myself to whatever, but I wouldn't care if I took my top off in front of anyone for say. I would be the one that cared what I looked like. You know,
right.
If XYZ said, or behind my back, like, oh, he's put on weight, blah, 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 I wouldn't really care that much.
Okay.
It'd be how I looked at myself.
Okay. In
And
your
we
own mind.
talked about the dysmorphia thing
Yeah.
a while ago as well. And yeah, that was hard to overcome, really. And I think it got me down. It's definitely coming out of the cooking industry as well. Like, I didn't understand my body at all. I was really, really skinny looking at photos, but I felt massive. It's really, really strange.
How do you feel about it now?
I'm so pumped. I'm really happy now.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
I love my body now. Really happy with it.
I remember listening to that a fair few episodes ago now, and obviously, like, I was really shocked by it, and I'm sure Dave was as well, because we've sort of had some really honest conversations in this room, haven't we? That being one of them.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. But that job as a chef is unbelievably unhealthy. So I remember seeing you'd be out in the mornings early, wouldn't you? And then you'd have like a 2-hour or 3-hour break in the afternoon, and you'd be going back to the late split shifts. Exactly, yeah. So I mean, health-wise, your body's getting an absolute hammering, mentally and physically. Lost the tooth, didn't you? Lost the bloody tooth.
Lost 2
Lucozade. You were addicted to Lucozade, weren't you?
Addicted to orange Lucozade.
Yeah.
I tell people that, right? They're like, how'd you lose your tooth? And I said, I think I was addicted to orange Lucozade. And they're like, how? What?
Probably just keep yourself
I was
going.
drinking 2 litres a day. That's how. The 2 of the big bottles a day.
Yeah.
And I look forward so much to having that.
Oh, nice cold one's quite nice there.
Going back to the original question, though, I think for humans we need purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's a massive one.
It's a good one. A goal or purpose. If you've got
no like reason to get up in the morning, or you've got no goals or things you want to achieve, I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Okay.
It's like when you see people who retire, right? I'll give you my dad as an example.
Yeah, my dad too.
He really struggled with retirement because all he really knew was work.
Yep.
In a positive way. It's amazing.
Doing things.
Because he provided amazing stuff for us all the way through our childhood and still does now.
Yep.
You know, I'm forever grateful to him for it. But you switch that off overnight, he really struggled.
Yeah.
He actually went back to work.
Yeah.
Part-time.
So did my
but
dad,
then just couldn't sit there and just watch Jeremy Kyle all day. There was no way he was going to do that. Because that's not in his nature and it's not the way he's been brought up. And it's not the way he is. So purpose is a massive one.
I think there's a couple of colleagues of mine now that are, you know, they're looking over the hill and retirement's coming, dreading it.
Dreading retirement? Okay.
They're looking forward to, you know, the big retirement fund that they're going to get because they've been working for loads of years, but they're not looking forward to not working, I don't think.
Retiring and return. A lot of people in the hospital are doing that, and I think maybe that's a little bit of a reason. They're thinking, what am I going to do? So they sort of retire, they stay away for a little bit, and then they're able to return, sometimes under a slightly different contract, sometimes under a slightly different job, but essentially they're going away, being able to take a portion of their money and their pension, and they come back into employment.
Yeah, because they can't, they don't like it.
No, I guess not. Or they decide immediately that they know. But it reminded me of a phrase of the thing that Dave mentioned, and it's like, not religious at all, but idle hands are the devil's playthings. And if you haven't got anything to do, or you haven't got any purpose in life, you're right, it's not good, is it?
It's not good.
It's not good at all. No. You need something...
You need motivation.
To do. But then you had to do a load of stuff even just to survive back in the day, didn't you? You needed to go and hunt. I know it's very different now, but maybe that's just the way we're hardwired and programmed. There's no way you would just be sitting around back in the day because you wouldn't survive.
No, exactly.
You'd have to go out and
that
hunt.
was your purpose. That was your reason.
Food, fire, warmth.
Let's go.
Security, fighting off threats.
Yeah.
And that was your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've got, like, my thoughts of retirement have always been, I'll deal with it when it happens, sort of thing. But, like, you know, we're not getting younger. It's not even on the horizon. It's way on the other planet.
25 years, I'd say we've got, you know.
It's going to be 70.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we're 42, going on to 43 now, and you may as well call it 25 years, I think.
Exactly.
I mean, what I want to do is I want to see the world. I get FOMO a lot, fear of missing out. Of not seeing countries. It's a really weird one. Like, I want to go. The goal is I'd love to see every country on the planet. Somebody can't go to now.
200, roughly.
They're too dangerous, or
of course, yeah. But you're always going to get that, no matter what time of era or whatever you're in.
But it's like I'd hate to pass away in my later years, and I'll be like, I didn't see enough countries, or I didn't experience enough culture. I didn't see this wonderful place that we live enough, you know.
Yeah, travelling is amazing. There's nothing wrong with travelling, and I've got nothing against travelling. I would love to go and see more of the world.
So I mean, I think Rachel's parents, when the father retired, they bought a massive sort of I think she called it a Winnebago, you know, a house on wheels.
Classic thing to do when you're retired.
They're doing trips to Scotland.
Yeah,
you know, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That That's a good one. That is
Yeah.
Something
Take
to
that
look forward
vehicle,
to.
drive
Touch wood.
and you don't have to come home really. You know?
But imagine being in a job where you're like, got 15 years left, right? And you're probably too old to get your CV out there. You know, it is. It's,
I know.
You know, it's like,
It's kind of too long.
yeah, but then you're just counting down the days for the next 15 years to retire in a job you might not necessarily be happy in.
Yeah.
I think that's quite sad as well.
Yeah, that's a really hard place to be.
Yeah, I think but you've got to be really lucky to be in a job that you love and that you're getting paid well for.
Yeah.
Because we've all got bills. We'd all love to be doing stuff that we love doing.
I agree.
But
It's great.
you can't have your cake and eat it. You've got to have a job which pays for you, your family.
Yeah, because otherwise, you won't have the wonderful things you want.
Yeah.
I always, I'm not an envious person at all. I actually don't get FOMO that much either. I don't know why, but that is one thing I probably can say that I'm somewhat envious of people is doing something that you're mega passionate about. You wake up in the morning, it doesn't feel like you're going to work. You actually want to go and do this project or this thing or whatever you're doing, and you're absolutely pumped to go and do it. And on top of it all, you're getting paid handsomely for it. I mean, come on. Who's not going to be like getting a bit of FOMO
That's a
about that?
mathematical equation I like.
Yeah.
So
no, exactly.
it doesn't matter what it is, whatever your sort of dream job or whatever you're into. And it's not to say that I dislike my job. I actually don't dislike my job.
Yeah,
However,
same, yeah.
do I love my job as much as doing something I'd be super passionate about?
No way.
No, it would be a lie, basically.
Yeah.
So I kind of got shook up in that respect. Like, I was straight out of school into the cooking industry, and I didn't know anything else really. I didn't, I tried to be a train driver. I like trains, but I wasn't successful. And then the next thing, I hated the cooking industry. I completely flipped on it, and then I wanted to be anything. So I reached out there and I got a job in the art centre as a porter. Wonderful. Just switched off my mind. Went in, cleaned toilets every day. Boom, boom, boom. Worked my way up. Had some responsibility again. Amazing, amazing. Things didn't work out for the best. And then flip and heck. It was like, I don't know, some weird destiny turned, and I was like presented with this wonderful opportunity to work on the railway.
Yeah.
Oh, I just couldn't be happier. It's like my personality's finally flourishing after 20 years.
It's like you need
of being in a job that I don't think I actually liked.
Well, yeah. Well, it just goes
But
back
I didn't
to
know at the time.
No, exactly.
The art
You're surrounded by
centre job,
lovely
no.
people. You get to see shows. I love the arts. I love music. I love all these kind of things. But it's just like I don't think I was happy in that job for a very long time. But I didn't know.
And the other thing as well is that we are quite limited where we live. It's not like we're in a city where you could just like job hop.
Yeah.
You could have a year here and then go, I don't like this much.
Yeah.
Just go. But it's very difficult. There's only 3 or 4 big employers here, isn't there?
Yeah.
So it is quite difficult.
That's really interesting.
It's understandable you're in the job for that amount of time.
Yeah.
It can't be helped sometimes. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Because there's nothing
No.
else to go for.
No.
That maybe is paying you the same amount of money.
That's the thing.
Yeah. It was interesting. So these chaps from Mid Wales Storage from Machynlleth, they used to come and do the graduation chairs.
Yeah.
The examination chairs and all the desks. So twice a year, I'd see them have a right laugh because they all love metal and blah blah blah. And I said, "Oh guys, I'm leaving." This was in May last year, and they were like, "Well, where are you going?" I said, "Machynlleth." Can you guess where? He goes, "Well, there's only 2 fucking jobs up there."
Yeah.
He said it's either the buses or the trains, and I said, "Yeah, going on the trains." And he's like, "Oh, well done." He's really happy for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. You mentioned, Med, to me today and to Dave. Is it called ASMR? Is that what it's called?
Oh, boys.
So tell me a little bit about this.
You're already using it sometimes,
Maybe. I don't think I'm using it in the same way as you do.
What is it? Give us some
It
context.
stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
I didn't think it stood for
Quite a lot of words there. Big words.
So break it down. Basically, what it does is similar to what your phone does for you, as in going on it and releasing chemicals in your brain and reactions in your brain. But I think these are really positive ones. So think about when you see a sunset.
An actual sunset.
Yeah, for real. You're down on the beach. The sun's
Beautiful.
Hit your face all day.
Beautiful.
You're like, oh, birds are singing.
Yeah.
That's the sense. That's the type of it.
Yeah, but I'm not
You're
looking at a TV or a screen.
No,
now.
you're not. But you're getting waves of a response from seeing a stimulus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what one of my favorite examples when I'm trying to explain this to people is thunder and lightning, right? That is I am so at peace and calm if I'm hearing thunder. I don't know why. I don't know why, it just works for me. Some people like the sound of sort of snapping, or I don't know, it could be anything.
White noise.
Yeah, some people like
Oh yeah,
noise.
a bit of
I've got an app on my phone, so I didn't even realise that that's the same thing. But now you're sort of talking about it a little bit. I have an app on my phone, Thunder and Lightning's one. There's like 20 presets or whatever, and it's just audio. And I tend to listen to the white noise or the waves or the rain or the tent noise or something like that. If I do, that's it.
Hey,
That's the type
sound.
of it,
My
yeah.
eyes are closed.
Oh yeah, I don't like the visual.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch. I don't know, a beach with waves breaking. I wouldn't just sit there and watch that.
No.
Yeah, the audio.
I can
wouldn't
listen
work
to it
for
quite
you.
happy.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
you can think and
Yeah.
drift off.
Switch off.
Yeah, there's just I was watching. I like watching a couple of these on Instagram before bed. Like I'll type in ASMR and I'm thinking, oh, what should I try and watch tonight? Should I try and watch something that's going to send me to sleep? Because basically, people have made different videos that like will wake you up, or they'll make you sleepy,
Crazy.
or they'll make you angry, they'll make you sad, and it's like, wow, it's really strong stuff. Really strong stuff. Have you heard of a gong bath?
Yes, Lee Coulson.
I have heard of a gong
mentioned
bath.
So
that.
that's ASMR. ASMR.
So it's with your senses, basically, isn't it?
Yep. Your brain does something and reacts to all the sound and feeling, and it makes you feel real nice and calm.
Well, when I was going for that bout of pretty much insomnia, I would put brown noise, right? It's white noise, but it's not. It's like not as high pitched,
Right.
So it's low. It actually sounds like you're on a plane.
Oh,
So it's like really deep. Mate, my brain was off.
oh, nice.
So you could just close your eyes and just imagine like on a plane. So I understand the sensory side of it, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So one thing that I've discovered recently is I like lights, but not like bloody bright lights. Like I like people manipulating lights, like with their fingers or with torches. It literally gives me goosebumps up the back of my neck.
Can you give me an
incredibly strong.
example,
I
right,
can't, like-
of last night or the last time you went on Instagram and you searched for a video, right? Can you give me an example of like what it looks like and what it sounds like?
So yeah, I did one on the train on the way in, just in case this very situation arose.
Yeah.
Funnily enough. So I typed in ASMR lights into Instagram search. There's just loads of videos.
Yeah, but what
And
are
I
on these
clicked-
videos?
So in this one video, there's a girl with two like sticks, and they've got really soft light on the end of them, and she's talking into a microphone really quietly, like sort of going, "I'm just gonna remove this from your brain. I'm just gonna remove this from your brain. I'm just gonna."
This sounds crazy to me.
As she's going, it's like you imagine each light as it lights up. You imagine a bad thing going out of your head, and you're like, "Oh God!" It gives you a little
It's
tingle.
working for you,
Oh, it's really
isn't
got
it?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad how different people are, isn't it? Because I'm listening to this. To be fair, I haven't
I
seen
bet
the
it
video.
sounds crazy. I'm probably
so I don't know.
I'm not describing it.
Oh no, I think
No,
you're
you are
describing it
really
fine.
well. Yeah.
It just doesn't sound like it. Obviously, like tickles your brain. It doesn't sound like it would tickle mine. I guess that's what different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
So
to
I
explain.
had headphones on. Obviously, I was listening to music, but yeah, I went into this video. It was just like, oh, it gives me shivers down my
I'll tell you
neck.
what. I will
Yeah,
watch
lovely.
one though. I will watch one because it takes 2 minutes, isn't it?
Well,
so
yeah,
I
you
will watch
mentioned
one.
something about a cheesecake. Some people eating
Oh,
cheesecake.
right, okay.
and
So
stuff, didn't
when
you?
Med asked me today on like audio messenger, I think he mentioned that we were going to maybe discuss this on the podcast. And then I thought, number one, I didn't realize it was like maybe the audio only thunder, lightning, rain, because I have used that before. It helps you
yeah.
sleep and stuff. So I have used that
Yeah.
before. But what I thought that was, is I think they call them mukbangs, right? It's nothing sexual, by the way, okay? So normally they're in their car, right? And then they've got like a massive plate of, it could be fried chicken, it could be the Cheesecake Factory, and they've got like 4 different massive cheesecakes, and they're like eating, and there's obviously like a microphone right next to their mouth, so you can hear like all the sort of the eating noises. It is not for me.
That is not for me
and that's what
at all.
So you can see them eating and obviously hear the eating noises, and that's ASMR for some
Yeah, but
people.
that's almost like a fetish to me.
Yeah.
That's not for me at all. But the
It's
other
not for
one I'm
me
thinking
either.
of now, you've got my brain going, is the zip popping stuff. Do you know those?
There you go. dude.
I can watch those all day.
Yeah.
Nicola
I can watch them all
loves
day.
them.
All day.
I think it's Dr. Pimple or something.
Yes.
And Nicola just loves
Right.
them. And I was like, that is gross of them.
I can watch those all the time.
The gross of the bear.
It's like-
Nicola.
So I
She
think,
loves
I
it.
think that counts.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
It basically it says activities. It activates the reward and emotional processing part of your brain.
Well, there we go. Perfect.
It just unlocks it. So you're the type of person, you mentioned kinks just now, right?
Well, fetishes, yeah.
You have all fetishes.
Yeah.
Like everyone's different, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is
People
what I
like
mean.
this, people like that.
Yes.
Watching people
So
getting
it
their
probably-
spots popped doesn't turn me on. Just want to.
Whoa, I didn't mean that at
Just
all.
wanna-
I was just linking it. I was linking it to different styles, different personalities. Different,
Okay.
different
This is what I mean.
wants,
Different strokes
tastes,
for different folks. We're all different.
Like I can watch zit popping to an extent, right? But when it gets to like bot flies coming out of people's backs, can't do it.
No.
Can't do it. Too
No,
strong.
no.
Too strong. Too much.
Yeah,
No, it's
some
when
of those
someone walks
spider
into
bites.
that like doctor's surgery and they've got like big bandage on their arm and they pull it off. There's this massive spot. You're like, yes,
This is gonna be
gonna be a
everyone.
monster. Come on.
Did you ever see the famous one? It went viral, I think, when Instagram was first made into shorter videos. They're using like tweezers and they're pulling out this thing from this guy's chin. Did you ever see that one?
Maybe. Or
It
was
is
it
insane.
Is it an ingrown
tapeworm?
hair?
No, it's not a
Tapeworm?
worm. It's pus. It's just pus, and it is humongous, dude.
There's some
And it
minging
just
stuff on the
keeps
internet.
Going. It looks like cottage cheese.
I've seen one of them when he's filming himself. I think it is on his jawline or his chin, and I think you can see he's looking in the mirror in the bathroom, and then when it goes, it's like all over the mirror.
The one I've seen is a spider bite on a guy's hand. And it's just this huge pimple. His hand is like twice the size.
Yeah.
And he pops this thing and it's just like all over the sink. But mate, he's draining his arm.
Yeah,
he's
I think
like
I've seen
pushing
that one.
everything
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
arm.
yeah. Get
Pushing it
out.
all down from the
Yeah.
elbow. Absolutely grim. But I just I couldn't stop watching it.
Yep.
I've got to see this through now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the amount of pus he had in his arm, it's like leaving a dent in his arm. Oh, it's
No,
grim.
but going back,
great to watch.
toning it down quite a bit from from the,
Sorry.
the absolute gore bit. Like
Yeah.
it is very satisfying watching these little things bursting. on
Satisfying is
someone's
probably
Yeah,
the
because you can
Yes.
really relate to it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We've all had-
Satisfying is probably the right word for it. But no, yeah, it's not that I don't understand it, but I think you're right. One thing that I would enjoy, someone else wouldn't enjoy, and what they would enjoy, I wouldn't. It's just we've all got different like little niches or what our brain likes. I think I'm more like audio of that type of thing. So when I was a kid, I don't know where it came from. It is either from my dad, like when he had the Hoover on, because I think my dad liked the Hoover as well. The noise of the Hoover, not hoovering. And also my mum used to dry her hair, so I've got this like really vivid memory of like, you know, when you had to get up for school and you obviously don't want to because you're lazy. So I'm talking 13, 14.
Yeah.
All you want to do is lie in bed all day.
Yeah.
And then I can hear the hairdryer, so my mum's getting ready for work, and it's that white noise factor. So I'm in bed. All I want to do is stay in bed, but you know you have to get up in your uniforms on the side in your room, your pen glides, pen weathering, whatever. And I can just hear this white noise is like bliss, and I just want to listen to it and stay in bed. And I love the Hoover as well.
Yeah.
The noise, the white noise.
Yeah, I totally could relate to those things.
Also-
and seeing rain outside. If I'm inside, especially in a tent.
Exactly.
Oh, I love the sound of it. Oh, in the car. Rain in the car.
Yeah,
It's
rain
like-
in the car.
Hammering down. It's like, whoa.
Or I see a kid, this is a weird one, but like sometimes I'll see a kid, right, in a stroller, see-through plastic, and it's raining, and I'm almost jealous of that
yeah.
kid because
I'd love to be one of them.
I'm thinking about what that kid can see, and it's just lush. He's just in his little pod, and there's just rain
Bliss.
tapping on, and he's just getting pushed around. I just
There you
think
go. So
that is bliss.
That's a form of ASMR, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. One more thing while we're on this like subject matter. So my sister's husband's got one of these, and I've never tried it before, but I don't know why I'm thinking about this now. But apparently, like, have you ever heard of a weighted blanket? Mm-hmm. So Ed has got one of
I
these,
don't know what
and
one
he
is, but I don't know what
absolutely
it is.
like loves it, and it apparently it's like a comforting thing. So I guess it's made me think of it because the sound of rain is comforting, isn't it, and other things are comforting, and like I almost kind of want to try that. So it's like a blanket but really heavy.
Oh, it's mega heavy. We've got one. We've
Have you got
we've got to
one?
give him one, actually, a blue one.
No
I'll
way.
show you two after.
Does it make you hotter, though?
Hot. I'm not comfortable with it at all.
Oh, so
we just got given it. It was
Got
kind of
you.
like, oh, do you want this? I was like, oh, yeah. So we had
Got
it.
you.
And yeah, I was scared to put the kids under it. It's that heavy.
No way.
Yeah.
I think it is meant for adults, though. I think
it's
yeah.
for adults and
Yes.
for people with like additional needs.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
so,
right.
so like,
Comforter.
yeah, comfort.
So it makes
But I
you
can
feel close
imagine
and-
it feeling
and
like, I can imagine it feeling good, but then I guess like if you have any sort of sense of claustrophobia, then it's not good.
Heavy
You
and
know
hot.
what I mean?
You're right. It's hot.
Yeah.
That wouldn't do me good. I think.
Weird though, isn't it? How we're just so different though, aren't we? Everybody, I mean people in general, like just
But if we were all the same, it'd be pretty boring, wouldn't it?
Of course it would be.
Pretty boring
Variety
place.
is the spice of life.
Yeah.
Try this for size, right? So I can't. If you started cracking your bones now, right? I'd be like, oh, right. Gives me a little ick, right? I could watch somebody go to a chiropractor, as I have done. I watch videos of people getting their arms straightened, their neck
bits.
straight. I love that.
Nicola loves them ones as well.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing it, like there's this guy I work with, God bless him, he just keeps doing it. I'm like, David, if you don't stop that, break your hands.
I'm gonna hit every roof in Mach.
Have you seen those chiropractor videos? Have you seen when they put like the strap like underneath their jaw?
I don't like those ones.
Mate, how is that
What
safe?
is happening?
Some people have been paralysed by that, though. You know,
Sure there must be.
I've read horror stories of
Must
like.
be.
I think one of them was like, you know, like Turkish barbers. They obviously all don't do it, but they do that little neck,
Click.
that neck thing.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously, it's like 1 in a million, but I think that can be bad. And then this other person went to somewhere like a chiropractor, literally, like he's paralysed. now.
Paralysed.
Because something to do with his neck or something to do with his back. But like, I think I've got a little bit of a fear of going to a chiropractor, you know. I went
been to one a few
once and it
I've
was
had a
to
few
do with
times.
my back, but I think it was more to do with like muscle stuff and less to do with like say my spine. I think if it was like my spine, I think I'd feel really worried about someone like really like cracking my spine.
I've had my back cracked quite a few times, but it's just air, isn't it?
yeah.
It's just air.
Release of air.
Release of air. I'm sure it's that because I remember when I would do that. Sorry, and Mr. Phillips told us
quite a nice
in
one.
secondary school. He was like, "That's just air in your joints." So I'm assuming that's the same thing. You know, it's just in your back.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I think things can get trapped. Where it becomes a problem, painful, is I think in where that air is, I think things can get trapped like nerves.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
then
the
you
problem.
can get really
Twisted up.
But think going back to stress just quickly. Think about when you're really stressed, like, and you relax. My neck hurts, or it used to hurt. I'd be like that all day.
Because you're stressed, you're like on it.
Oh, you mean?
And then
right.
it's like, I've got pain. It's like you slept funny.
Yeah.
Stress relievers can be such a funny thing, isn't it? So, like, say you've had like really stressful day, right? Say your work's been difficult, right? And then for me and Dave, kids are driving absolutely mental or something, or you have maybe slight barney with your missus. It could be anything. Really, really stressful day, right? And then you can go outside and say there's like sun, and you can have a beer. And if you smoke, you can have a cigarette, and then it's like everything just like evaporates from you.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Ultra combo that is, mate.
Exactly. So it doesn't have to be that combination. It could be going to a sauna. It could be working out. It could be the opposite of that. It could be drinking a beer or smoking a fag.
watching
But
a
like
bit of ASMR.
Exactly. But that feeling of like being stressed and then the stress leaving your body, man, that's a good feeling.
Or punch in a bag.
Yeah.
I thought about getting a punch bag
Running.
actually. I've got space in the garage. I'm thinking about it.
Do it.
Good grief, I don't envy that bag.
Yeah. Sight.
You had one in your old house, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like when you were growing up.
In your
Yeah.
parents' house, you did.
Brian. Brian written on it.
Cream and red.
Yeah, that's it.
It must have been that one, because I think that's the only one I would have come across. But I remember you hitting it, and I remember the whole shed sounding like it was going to come down. Like it was like a hollow sound. It was like,
rickety shed.
oh my God.
Yeah, I remember me and you used to hit that for what felt like hours.
days.
Definitely not hours, but we
I know.
used to smash the hell out of that bag when we were, I don't know, 16, 15, I don't know. How
Took a
old
hide
we
in
were.
that bag, fair play.
Oh no, it definitely. And your brother probably gave you a hiding
my
as
gosh,
well.
yeah.
Tiger uppercut.
Heavy hands.
Yeah. Hang on, wasn't there one more thing that you wanted? Because I'm trying to think
Yeah,
now
but
about
like
things.
just give it a go. Try and like Google a bit of ASMR.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, going back.
and
Yeah,
I know that you're very
Yeah.
audio.
Yeah.
Like involved, but like
Yeah.
give it a go. See what like find some rain hitting some ground really hard or something.
Oh, that I'm up to that.
Saucepans outside. Oh, lovely.
Rain on a tin roof.
Rain on a tin roof.
Rain on a tin roof.
When you're all warm.
Oh, tell me about
I get that in there actually. We call it like the sunroom because it's a plastic shed roof.
Yeah.
And when that hammers it down, it makes hell of a noise in there.
Oh yeah,
Hell of a noise.
We've got it in our conservatory
I love it.
because
It's
I
great.
think it's a
Oh, yeah, of
similar
course.
pitch. It's the same pitch as
Yeah,
yours,
yeah.
isn't it? And when there's like a storm, it's great. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I love it.
It's
I wonder
really,
where that
really
came
good.
from. I wonder why. Look, we like.
I don't know
what we
actually.
like.
I reckon it's a cave. You know, I'm gonna go out there. Yeah, I quite often I'll tie it back to when we were, first around humans. I just like to go back. But you think when you go back, I think that's why we like fire. It's like an amazing thing. And then
Do you want to hear my theory on bass?
Theory on what?
Bass.
Bass.
Why do humans love bass?
Oh, you mean like going through your body?
Bass.
Through the speakers, you mean?
Thunder, I'm going to say.
Yeah,
waves.
The deeper levels of sound. Like, why do we like that so much?
Waves and thunder was all I got.
I think it comes from when you're in the womb.
Oh, right,
growing,
okay, yeah.
All
okay.
you can hear as you're developing later as a fetus, I think you're hearing all the time.
It's good.
That might be why the white noise as well. The bass or the white noise. Yeah. And then you're in I think they call it the fetal position, don't they? Maybe that's why that's comfy.
And some parents do the old chat, don't they? They put their head there. Oh, you're kicking. Give us some beans. You're gonna play for West Ham one day.
To be fair, I probably did that stuff with number one.
Imagine if if there's any, I don't know. I've not checked the science. I'm probably talking out my what, but like, I think it comes from that because not a human being on the planet doesn't like bass. Name me one person that doesn't like bass.
Buttery biscuit bass.
Buttery biscuit bass, yeah.
Love the buttery biscuit
Everybody
bass.
loves the bass. I do. Even like, I'm not talking about just digital sound. I'm talking about like low sound, like as you say,
reverberations.
One of the best ones I think I've felt bass was. I think it was, it might have been all three of us, which is mad as well. When we were waiting for Metallica to come on, I believe in Download, and then Lars came out and he just started nailing the kick bass of the drum. And then the band previous, like Metallica knew what they were doing. Let's say their volume was on a 75, Metallica was on 100. So they knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
A similar thing happened when we went to go and watch Subfocus and Pendulum. They did that trick. And I actually thought that Subfocus were better than Pendulum that night, but Pendulum did that trick, didn't they?
Too quiet, wasn't it?
It was awful.
It was really hard.
I felt really sorry for them. But yeah, it was the kick pedal bass drum.
That's it.
With Lars, and he just was hitting it. And it was just my whole rib cage was like boom. It was like hell of a feeling.
This is why if I always think to when we're quite messy in a nightclub or whatever, you see people literally grabbing the speakers. Like,
I've been there.
Holding them, didn't I?
Been there.
Like you couldn't get any closer to the bass.
I remember putting my head in the speaker when Ratty Sunrise came on up in the uni.
Ratty Sunrise.
What a tune. That's Scooter, by the way. Do you know that?
What? Ratty was Scooter?
Scooter.
Or Scooter was Ratty?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
What a tune.
If you got a whistle, give it a blow like.
Yeah. Mate, was there something else? There was another topic.
So, your work.
Your work.
It was related to something.
This was kind of linked. No, it's not linked to the existential crisis thing at all. But I got asked by one of the younger lads I work with while we were alone, and he was just like, "Oh, are you gonna propose to Rach?" And I was like, no, I'm not.
What?
And he said, "What? Why? Do you not love her?" And I was like, "No, I absolutely love her to bits, and etc." But I said she's been divorced. So me and Rach had a chat years and years ago. I said if we were going to get married, she'd have to ask me.
Okay.
He just looked at me like, "What?" And he asked me if I hate this term because I always make it sound like someone else. He said, "Wouldn't that emasculate you?" And that's what he asked me. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, no, I know what it means.
Yeah. Make you less of a man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It takes away your
I know what
purpose or your role or identity as a man.
But the thing I guess that he needs to remember is she.
No, he wasn't asking me with any. Once I explained my answer, he was just like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, because what I was going to say is, she's like Rachel, I'm referring to now, has kind of specifically said that that's what she wants, and obviously that's okay. Is what I'm trying to say. Is in like if she, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it's a really specific situation, obviously.
Yes,
course
it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah.
He said, would that not emasculate you? And I was like, what? No. I actually had to ask him what the hell he meant because I didn't know what that word meant.
So did he think that it would to him?
Not really. Once I explained that the divorce had happened, etc. Oh, sorry, my sister was. Once I explained that the divorce had happened, he went, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah." So when she's ready, you're obviously ready, and I was like, "Yeah,
yeah." Okay.
Said,
so he was just going on.
Man doesn't even come into it.
No, not in that situation. Definitely not.
Situation.
No. Now that he understood.
But like, let's open it up. So like, you guys obviously proposed to your partners.
Yeah.
So would you have had it the other way? Like, if that had happened?
Been a bit weird for me. That would have kind of asked me.
Naturally, I wouldn't do it, but then I'm also not in the particular individual situation that you are. And what I mean by that is your partner, your missus, whatever you want, has almost like specifically said that they want it a certain way. So like it was an agreement. Like I respect the fact that she's been divorced. I've never been divorced. Yeah, I get it.
It's almost like balls in your court. It actually takes a bloody weight off me.
I bet it does, actually.
I think what I would do in that situation would probably be, I would probably say to Nicola, when you're ready, you let me know, and then I think I would do it. I'm just being honest about myself. I think that's what I would do it in that situation. So then I know that she's ready, but then maybe I would do it. Do you know what I mean? But everyone's different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So is your question if we're in your situation or is it
my situation?
In general?
I asked you both proposed your...
I did, yeah.
When you thought time was ready.
I'd have found it really odd if Kat have asked me.
Really?
Really odd.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Just old school mentality. And no, it was just been... I can't
She got
really...
down on one knee or
I'd be like, what are you doing?
Really?
Yeah, I'd be like, no, that's
so
for me
offensive, like.
Oh, not offensive, but I'd be like, what are you doing? You know, I think it's for me. It'd be like that's the male role in my brain.
Right. Okay.
That's definitely.
I've got another thing to add to this because I think some people find this old school. What I'm going to say now, I don't, and I know Dave's been through it, so I'm pretty sure he's going to agree with me. But before I did it, I obviously spoke to Nicola's dad. And like I've always known that I would do that. And that's never been like even a question for me. It was like 100% I will talk to Chris before I do that. Really? And that was in my brain that it was just, and I don't know, it comes from somewhere, doesn't it? But it almost feels,
man.
Oh yeah, no, goes without saying to me that.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is we're all different because I know other people, like I can't think of anybody individually, but obviously there's definitely people out there and they do it obviously spontaneously. They could be in a certain place, whatever. But I always knew that I was going to ask.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah, and
it's
it was
respect.
Yeah, so this I think is an interesting, because to be fair, that's probably quite old school. Some people might view it as dated. I don't know. I'm just like talking about it because it's a subject matter, isn't it? I don't know.
You're not just marrying the person; you're marrying into a life, into a family, aren't you?
Yeah. You know what? It is weird.
It does make sense if.
Have you never heard of that?
No, of course I've heard of that. But so I'm a bit. I guess I'm a bit more untraditional in my way of thinking, but only slightly. Like,
yes.
It's the permission I've got a problem with. Why are you asking permission?
You know what? I wasn't asking permission.
Not,
no. Oh, right. Oh,
no.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Like, I certainly didn't ask it in that way. I wanted his blessing.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's it there. That's
I think blessing and permission are, in my head at least, two very different things.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it anyway, even if it went south. I'm just saying that I want to give him the respect to sort of get the blessing.
Just thought of quite a harsh scenario.
So blessing is the right word.
So let's put ourselves, let's say we've all got daughters and they grow up and you're not particularly fond of the person that just wants to propose to your daughter, but she's really happy. Would you give them your blessing?
You know what? I think it's too much of a deep question.
I've got no daughters.
What's the reason why you don't like them?
Well, that's another thing.
Because if it's really, really bad, and I'm saying like, don't go horrible, but like almost abuse, then that is different. But if I just don't like him, but my daughter is absolutely head over heels, but he's not necessarily like mistreating her or anything. It's just almost like, you know, he's not my cup of tea, but then I'd have to swallow it for my daughter. I'd do anything for my kids.
Of course you would. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of an open-ended question, really. I didn't really explain it very well.
So I think it depends the reason why you dislike the person. I'm guessing.
I think I'm just imagining, because obviously I don't have a daughter, but I'd imagine taking her out for a walk, just me and her, and really having a chat with her, and just being like, if you feel like you really want to marry this person, then
that's probably the right way to go about it.
You know, the one.
What's your first thought though? When you thought of it initially, what's your first thought?
Definitely depends what he's done.
I didn't really think of it like that.
But if you
don't like him.
Okay, but what would you do if you just didn't like him?
Yeah, but there's got to be a reason behind why I don't like
I
it. That's the
know, I
problem,
know,
isn't it?
I know,
You can't really
yeah.
answer it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He's with my daughter?
It just reminds you of that scene in Bad Boys, isn't it? Where like they come over to pick up, and then it's like, motherfucker, you look at least 30. And then they're just trying to like mean mug him when he's trying to take her to the prom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene. I think it's in Bad Boys 2 or 3. There's a bunch of those movies now. Maybe 2.
Wow, yeah, that's Gosh, yeah, it is very traditional to ask for the hand in marriage, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even
thought any
a
different.
traditional person necessarily.
Years, doesn't it?
I quite like that, though. It's a good moral, I think. It's a good sort of...
I'm
traditional
pretty
values.
confident Chris appreciated it. I haven't had some really deep discussion with him about it, but I think he appreciated it. You know? Yeah, I think so.
I was really nervous asking Tommy, though. I remember I was really nervous. And I rung him, and he's in the middle of work. It wasn't a good time. But I was so nervous, just sort of blurted it out, kind of thing. And he kind of like, he said his thing. He was like, yeah. But then he had to go because he was really busy.
Okay.
And then he had to ring me back like 10 minutes later, and we had to kind of start the conversation again.
But you were sweating for 10 minutes.
Hang on.
That 10 minutes felt like 2 hours.
Were you in Cardiff?
Swansea.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Because like it's different for me because I wanted to do it face to face, but it's different. I was in the same.
I don't know why I didn't want to do it face to face. I think I was
wanted to
just
do it
too worried.
face-to-face.
I was
Yeah.
actually genuinely really nervous about it. So I think, just text him.
Send him an email, text.
Text him. Fax him.
Yeah, gosh, I mean...
No, I rang him.
That's definitely something that would faze me is big questions like that. Like, it's similar to doing like a speech, isn't it, or something, you know? You're leading up to it in your own head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's going to be okay.
The butterflies.
Well, yeah.
The butterfly feeling.
But is it though?
That's
That's the thing. That's what you can get your head round though, isn't
You know
it?
your relationship.
Yeah.
You know that Tony loved you. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't going to be a problem. It'd be different if all the time he's sort of texting you, going, "Stay away from my daughter."
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, just a tangent, a little bit, because I saw one of the funniest proposals I've ever seen recently. Right. So after the Ozzy Osbourne concert on Saturday, Sid from Slipknot proposed to Kelly. Kelly Osbourne.
Kelly Osbourne, yeah.
And as it was just about to happen, right, Ozzy sat behind him, and Sid looked at Ozzy and went, "Ozzy," and he goes, "You're not going to fucking marry my daughter." Smashed it straight out. It was so funny.
No way.
Did he actually mean it though? Oh, right. Yeah, it was just a joke.
The whole thing was planned. Like,
right,
it was
got you.
hilarious. He's still got that wit, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
He is an interesting
How old is he now?
character.
I don't know his age, but he is deep in Parkinson's and very, very ill.
His agent back in like, no, what did he say recently? He said he had him dead in like the late 70s. The way he was going with the drugs and the alcohol, he thought there's no way he's going to get it. Would it have been late 70s, would it? Early 80s?
What was their first album? I'm going to butcher this, and all these metal people are going to hate me now. It was in the 70s, I'll just say that.
Okay. Anyway, he had him
Black
dead like
Sabbath,
34 years
70s.
ago, basically. 34 years ago, he thought he should be gone.
Do you know what? There's a few of them like that, isn't there? Like, I think, I can't remember which one. It might have been Keith Richards, actually. It was definitely one of the Rolling
How
Stones,
on
right?
earth is that guy?
And they reckon, there's another one, Lemmy. I think he was almost like he had to have speed. He took so much. But there's people where like I don't know how they survive.
That's mental, isn't it?
Made out of steel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they just like. But I think is it Ronnie Wood is another one, and but yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
Keith
Fleetwood
Richards.
Mac, you know, the Rumours album, absolutely chomping on the cocaine.
What was
and
that?
a little bit of love matching and mix,
yeah.
and there was a bit of
mixing
that,
that up.
wasn't there?
God, yeah.
Have you seen the live concert with the drummer when he's off his head on coke?
I don't know.
You probably have, but he
I
looks
don't know.
particularly wild in this one. It is brilliant.
Because he was with Christine McVie, the drummer, and then you had Lindsay Buckingham with, what's her name? The main one, the main female.
hang on.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then Christine McVie was actually going with one of the tech guys as well, and there was a
Wild.
song written about that. I think it's the one when she does the piano solo. It's about the tech guy, not the drummer. Or something along those lines.
Pretty incestuous or close quarters.
Yeah.
But you know what? They made some fantastic music. Though.
Love
Can I
Fleetwood
try
Mac.
and Google a fact?
Yeah?
Do it. I absolutely love Fleetwood Mac.
Someone
Yeah.
told me a fact a while ago, and I just wanna know
About
if
Fleetwood
it's
Mac or not?
It's about the amount of cocaine they did while writing Rumours.
Please Google that. Or get ChatGPT on that.
It's going to be a lot.
The amount of coke
But mate, it'd be
Ooh. How long did it take to write the album?
on like a conveyor belt into that studio, I reckon.
Hang on, we're talking grams now. So it depends how long.
No, are we talking distance? Like someone told me it was like an X
Hang
amount
on,
of
what?
distance.
Oh, the
Like,
lines.
yeah, if
I was
you
like,
put all the
what?
cocaine they had together
Around the world twice.
how far it would have gone.
What?
Definitely 100 meters. 100 meter dash.
Kim, what's it saying, man? What? Just out of curiosity, are you Googling or ChatGPT in?
Googling.
Okay.
I normally use ChatGPT now, you know.
I went to it today again.
I talk to my phone,
Yep.
and like even to do with a car I'm thinking about getting, I was asking ChatGPT about what comes as standard, and if I do this and if I do that, and it was just all through ChatGPT.
Me and my brother was sitting in a bedroom in Tenby last week.
Yep.
Because we did a Tenby swim. We were getting mortgage advice off it.
Mortgage advice.
We gave it the interest rates. Said that we're in the UK. Whatever the questions we had for it, we had free mortgage advice, and it gave us our answers like sitting there. It's absolutely crazy. Talking to us, we were talking to it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's absolutely crazy.
And you've got the good version as well. I know.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit extra.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's not much.
I think I might get the good one as well.
It's so good.
The tutor I just had for my latest course, he used the paid version, and it was phenomenal. He'd written loads of stuff on the whiteboard, and he goes, "Guys, watch this." Took a photo of it, put it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said exactly what that all meant. And it was just like, it was all to do with the railway and what to do with the railway. It was crazy.
It's making people lazy.
It is. I'm not like, I'm still scared about it, and I link it to, well, it is AI, isn't it? It's the same thing. Isn't it? They're not two separate things.
No.
It is artificial intelligence in a way, and I still think I'm still along the lines of like the Terminator stuff. Is in like I'm like skeptical about what is going to happen. It might be in 50 years. It might be in 100 years. I don't know how far in the future, but are they going to take over Skynet?
I've got a really linked story to that. So,
Yeah.
guy I work with, Gavin, he took a selfie last night, right? And he made AI turn him into the Terminator poster.
Cool.
Yeah, you can do
Like,
images. Yeah,
And it looks
Yeah.
amazing. It's like,
Cool. Yeah.
what?
I think they only let you do one image a day or 2 images a day, unless you pay, and then it's infinite, isn't it? You can do whatever.
Here's what that fact, Ned.
Right, it's not a fact.
Okay.
Because it's, how do you prove it?
True.
But the rumor, which has been circulating, I think since 2014 on the internet for fans, et cetera,
yeah.
was that if you gathered up all the drugs that they did during rumors, it would stretch for 7 miles as a line.
How long did it take to write
That's
that
what me and
album?
Russ did. Almost.
Imagine doing a line for me. It's like,
How much cocaine is
Flipping
that?
heck.
Yeah.
it's, you know what though? That's one positive about drugs. Certainly not glorifying drugs here, but some good music has been made.
Creativity.
Yes.
Beatles.
And being able to just keep going.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not going to get writer's block when you're like off your tits on cocaine, you.
No, or maybe some writers as well. I know
course
it's
they
you
are.
normally lean it to music, don't you? But I'm sure there's other art forms, literally art like painting, and then
Definitely.
yeah, where they're off their rocker.
Oh,
doing
Van
it.
Gogh on the old absinthe.
Yep.
Yeah, hack that ear off. That's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, it's not something I want to do.
No.
Didn't he send it to a lover or an ex?
Don't know. Didn't do you know what the Aerosmith story was? Not Steve Tyler. What was the guitarist called? Joe Perry, I think.
Okay.
He went on a massive coke binge and locked himself in a room in Vegas, and like he got a gun, and anyone who knocked on his door, he was popping shots up at him and stuff.
Oh,
completely
God.
paranoid, locked
Lost
himself
it.
in, just getting drugs and food.
Hunter S. Thompson had a fair few drugs in him, didn't he?
Couple, yeah.
Like, and he was a
dream
journalist and author, essentially, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So Fear and Loathing in Las
Yeah.
Vegas, Johnny Depp famously plays him, doesn't he? And
lived
he's had
what
all
he wrote about.
He's had all the drugs.
Yeah, he lived what he wrote about, didn't he?
Is
He's
he,
had
is he
everything.
alive, Hunter S. Thompson? Probably not. I don't know, but he had all the drugs. Like, and he had that really cool cigarette, like you know, the plastic holder, and you pop the cigarette in there. Oh. Your fingers aren't
backcountry.
getting yellow, and you can go right down to the butt.
Straight down to the butt, isn't it? Yeah.
He looks wild. I think that's one of Johnny Depp's best performances.
Cruella de Vil
Oh,
style.
it is, yeah. But how long you can get them?
Oh, probably really.
Well,
long.
look at-
Fine,
I'm
we'll
gonna
get
look
them from Timu. I'm sure Timu does them. 10 for £3.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. That brought up everything.
Cool.
I needed to. Yeah,
Are you
I
happy?
wanted to. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm happy. That was a good combo.
Good. Thanks, boys.